week workshop on empowering educators in the age of artificial intelligence. I'm happy here to introduce and welcome the guest of honor and speaker for today's session, Dr.SABA ANEES. She is presently working as an assistant professor in education studies, Central University of Kerala. She has completed her schooling from Girls High School and completed her BCom, MCom, B.Ed and MA from Aligarh Muslim University, UP. She has received her doctorate degree in education from Jamia Millia Islamia Central University, New Delhi in 2017. She was also qualified in UGC NET with JRS in education and UGC NET in commerce. She is also upholding her master's degree in counseling from IGNOU. We are delighted to have such a wonderful resource person on this day. On behalf of the organizing team, I'm happy to welcome Dr. Sabani to this workshop. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am, to share your expertise to our enlightened participants. Once again, I welcome all the participants to this wonderful program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Naseem sir, shall we start or we have to wait for participants?
You can start, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you so much for such a warm welcome. It is completely my pleasure to be a part of this workshop, and I am highly grateful to the organizers who contacted me and gave me this opportunity to act as a resource person for this day. So as we, sir, can I show my, can I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it visible, sir?
Yes.
So today's topic for presentation is educational administration through ICT. As we all know that this workshop is all about knowing about artificial intelligence and the ICT tools that we are using nowadays in the field of education. And it is one of the emerging area in the field of education, not from now, but it has been emerged. It has become a need for the 21st century of the young generation. So in order to communicate and in order to make our things easily, the use of the embeddedness of ICT has or technology has become a very essential thing. So the field of educational administration is not an exception for this use of technology, but it is also one of the important area in emerging area in the field of education. So when we talk about ICT, we all have gone across that during this COVID-19 period, when there was a sudden lockdown and there was a sudden sudden shutdown of these schools and educational institutions. This area was one of the area which came into prominent area, and it has somehow helped all the teachers, educators, and students, and somehow it was the plan B for our COVID-19 scenario. So when we talk about educational administration, the first thing that emerged in our mind is that it has been misconceptualized with the educational management also. So the educational administration and educational management and how ICT is going to assist us in the educational management and administration is one of the core focus of this present presentation. So as we know that the field of educational administration has been significantly transformed with the integration of ICT. And this transformation has somehow affected the ways. And nowadays there's a trend that those schools or those colleges or institutes which are not going or not using ICT in their manner of work, they have been considered as somehow lag behind. And now there's a fresh trend of having smart schools and smart classrooms. So today we are here to discuss some of the ICT tools and how they are assisting the record keeping, the communication, data analysis, and resource management, and making our present educational administration more efficient and effective. So as far as the importance of ICT in education is concerned, so we all know that today, as we discussed, that in the field of teaching and learning, there are many stakeholders who are involved in this process of education, like students, teachers, parents, and administrators. So we can say that for the effective working of all these stakeholders and for the effective functioning of our school, it is necessary to have ICT in our field, in the field of education. Now, as I told that educational administration and management have somehow misunderstood, but there is a slight difference. So before going to that, I would like to focus on the main areas which are involved in educational management and administration. The first is planning. So as we know that planning is an important aspect of every action of any area, and planning a deep planning and understanding of the concepts and the understanding of the project that we are going to start is necessary. So planning is the deciding for the future and generating plans for action, that how we are going to do all the things throughout the year. If we are talking in terms of education, it means the year planning of the academic planning of the year. So, and then organizing the resources, whether it is human resource or it is non-human resource. So in educational administration, this is also one of the aspects that how we are going to organize the available resources. As we know that in the field of education, sometimes we have lack of teachers, sometimes we have lack of resources. So how optimum utilization of resource can be ensured? That is very much necessary for any educational administration. So the organizing of the resources is also one of the main aspects of educational administration and management. And then comes the coordinating, means coordination of the available resources. So coordination is placing or creating a framework within which all the available resources have to work, and how these goals can be accomplished, that we have decided in the planning aspect, that goals, how these goals can be achieved, also somehow give guidance to the coordinating aspect of the management. Then directing. Directing is assessing the amount and kind of work and getting people to do it. In order to have a in order to ensure the achievement of these set goals, it is very much required that proper direction should be there. A clear direction should be there, whether they are students or teachers, and whether they are the persons of the management, whether they are your office persons. So all these things comes under the clear under this administration part. Then controlling. Controlling is checking your progress in context of the plans that we already made in the first system, in context to the achievable plans that we have constructed in the planning section. So all these things are somehow comes under educational management and administration. As we know that this is the core aspect of any educational institution, that how effectively they are managing the resources, how effectively they are working, their workforce, that is whether that is satisfied, whether there is a clear plan of action or not. So all these things decide that whether in proper sense the administration is going on or not. So this is something that is not related to ICT directly, but this is something which is a base for implementing ICT in the field of education and administration. As I told, there was a misunderstood thing that administration and management are the same thing or not. So as this categorization has been given by Oliver Sheldon, which says that administration is a determinative factor or a determinative function, whereas management is an executive function. As I told that all these five factors, planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and coordinating. They all comes under the management aspect. They are the management aspect as they are the executive function, and administration is a part of that, and it is a determinative function. And there is no distinction, there is no clear distinction between administration and management. As in this present time, there has been, we have witnessed a rapid and exponential growth over the years in the field of education. And therefore, this administration and management, proper management and administration has become a challenge in the present scenario. So with the help of these ICT techniques, we will just try to make a change, and we can somehow make our administration and management part a little bit easy in terms of its effective in terms of its effectiveness. So now the question arises that how we can apply ICT in the field of educational administration, or what is e-governance. It has also been named as e-governance. So the question is, what is e-governance? So e-governance, in terms of terminology, it means that electronic kind of governance. So everything now we are using, it is just just a click away from us, and we are now living in the field of technology. So educational management, as far as it is concerned, it includes a variety of tasks, like from the day one when we are going to start our academic, session. The first thing that comes under is that, as discussed, is planning. That how we are going to start our session. A complete session planning that we will discuss in our later slides. That it is required. That what will be the list of activities that we are going to do in that academic year. So for this thing, and how we are going to do the remaining tasks like admission, how we are going to have our academic activities, the co-curricular activities, curricular activities, what will be the time of our examination, for formative assessment, or for summative assessment. So in order to maintain all these things in an alignment, and in order to have a clear understanding of all these things, whether the plan is working or not, it is required that we should have a prior planning of all these things. So educational ICT can be embedded in all of these tasks. How? That we are going to discuss. Such as in the process of admission, when we are going to start the admission, as we all know that in admission we have to keep a record of the students, and we have to give an enrollment number in terms of university admission. Nowadays, summer portal has been is in prevalence. It has been offered by the government of India, where all these records are being maintained. And over the years, the time when whatever time it is when the student is enrolled in your institution, all these things can be maintained and can be properly aligned in terms of the growth and in terms of the record of that particular student. So e-summer portal is one of the portal which is dealing with the admission, then record keeping and resource management. There are several other ICT tools that are assisting nowadays in these tasks as well. So in terms when we are discussing in terms of use of ICT for teacher and in the educational institutions, there can be three broad areas that can be described that are assisting the three main stakeholders of the educational institution, that is learner, teacher, and the administration. So the ICT areas in educational administration, the learner related areas there are teacher related areas, and there are school functioning related areas. So if we talk about learner related areas, there is an overlapping between these areas as well, like admission. The ICT tools that are concerned with the admission of these students, it is somehow related with the management, and somehow related to the admissions to the students as well. So then registration, timetable management, attendance tracking, report card, hostel transport, and many more. Nowadays, it has been commonly used. Schools are using several open tools, ICT tools for their management, school management. And there you must have been seen that they are having different sections for keeping a record of each of the student in terms of its his or her academic record, in terms of his or her fees record, in terms of his or her transportation fees record, and everything has been properly organized. And these tools are somehow assisting and assisting the management, and they somehow the progress can also be seen. They are saved in a click, and they are somehow saving the time of all the stakeholders, whether it is teacher or whether it is administration. Then teachers related, there are several teacher related areas of ICT tools where they are assisting the teachers. And if we are talking about when we are talking about the teachers, it means that teaching learning activities, record maintenance, and communication of latest decisions that are going to be from the several educational boards and bodies like CBSE, NCERT, etc. Like we all know that in ICT based learning, now there is an era of developing e-content. This is the time where teachers are using technology inside their classrooms. This is the smart learning is taking place, and blended, whether it is in the blended form or whether it is completely on the basis of this ICT based learning, virtual labs, and all these things are somehow facilitating the teacher in order to for curriculum transaction in the classroom. So all these things are somehow related. The tools that are related, that are supporting the teacher in the transaction of the curriculum in the class are coming under this ICT tools for administration in terms of teachers. Now, then school functioning. School functioning is that, as we discussed, that there are many tasks that are involved in the proper administration of the schools or any educational institutions, like recruitment of the faculty members, like recruitment of the staff members, then attendance management, whether it is the attendance of the student or whether it is the attendance recording of the faculty members or the teachers. So as we say that, as we have seen that there are separate registers in the traditional mode, there we have separate register, but now now the time has changed and the time has come up of using these that electronic recording of their attendance means. So all these things are somehow assisting the school functioning, and with these there are several tools that will assist in all these tasks. So we will be coming to those tasks quickly, and that then if we are talking about these school management tools, we all know that these school management tools are they are assisting the smooth functioning of these schools or educational institutions. Like interaction, they include interaction, that is interaction between the management and the interaction between the parents or teachers and staff, alumni, community members, and others. The school management also includes the school admission, subject selection, course selection, class and teacher allotment, maintaining records, communicating with the parents, and preparing various certificates and analyzing various data. And it involves processes like planning, budget, accounting, school-related processes like timetable, fee collection, staff management, resource management, communication with parents and community. Besides all these things, it is also somehow help in the latest in the development of its own management information system that is required for the smooth functioning and for the smooth running of a school. So we can say that the latest development in the school educations and the suggestions that the different bodies are making, like CBSE, NCERT, or the government of India is making, that all comes under the school management too. And the knowledge of all these things somehow we can disseminate this information to the different stakeholders through different ICT tools. Then as we all are aware that there is a digital initiative movement in India nowadays going on, and everything has been digitalized and everything is just one click away from the from the citizens of our country. And this digitalization process as somehow is an improvisation over the ICT techniques. Now, software options are also for this kind of options are also available both in proprietary form and in paid category. Nowadays, several paid open softwares are available, and with which you can easily create your own school management information system. So these are some of the example of the school management tools like Pekara. This is the best application for managing your educational institute, in which we can see that some core modules are available and some extended modules are available. But this is a paid version. For this, you have to make a registration. You have to select a plan, and with that plan, you can operate and you can apply this software in your school management as your school management information system. Then is there another is PS School. In this also it is a fully customized or comprehensive software application. With this, you can add it your detail. You can enter your details in this software of your school, and easily all these things become trackable for the all these stakeholders. Then another example is Fedena. It is also one of the software which is basically meant for improvisation of your school running and school activities and actions. Another example is the school tool book. A school tool book is also it basically record all the students related information, and where the student can easily track their progress, where the students can easily have an idea of their progress, and the parents can also look to the progress of their work in this through this application. Then this is one of the this is also one of the tool. This is used by the Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan nowadays. It is one of the application which they are using in order to have an understanding. This is Shala Darshan and Shala Darpan, sorry. And this Shala Darpan tool, they are using ICT tool for making their school administration and management system more open to all these stakeholders. Under this, as we can see, that school expert system is there. It is for staff and for students also. And then online admission system and learning support platform and analytics are there. So if you are going to log in as whether as a student or whether as a staff members, you can easily access to the information related to the Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan. Another example of a school management system is open administration for schools. It is also one of the open software where you can customize as per the needs of your school. Like here, as we can see, attendance and discipline activities related fees, report cards, timetable, export, anything you can add to this software, and you can make this software as per the need of your school. Next comes ERP based database management using ERP. So now the question arises that what is this ERP? You all have heard about this word, that thing that I was talking that nowadays, if you are a parent, you will be noticing that nowadays private schools all are having their management system. They all are referring some kind of online tool for in order to track your progress, the progress of your student, of your child. That is somehow some of the schools are using Microsoft Teams. Some of the schools are using Next Learning Team. So all these things are basically ERP platforms, and ERP platforms means Enterprise Resource Planning platforms. So these ERP based platforms are used nowadays by different schools, whether it is private or public. And government is also taking initiative in building up some of the ERP platforms in order to disseminate the school related information and making it more feasible to all the stakeholders. So ERP is an enterprise-wide information system that has been designed to coordinate all the resources, information, and activities needed for organizational processes. Another is the key function of ERP is that it enables efficient tracking of the of students and effective tracking of the teachers' progress and their work, and staff progress and their work. And it all these things help in the decision making and policy making to the educational institution. Next comes the record keeping and management. So we in the field of education, this thing is very important, record keeping and management, because when we are going to not to the schools and but also to the higher education institutions, in schools also there are certain kind of inspections, and there are which are necessary in order to assess the quality of the school. And apart from that, in the schools, it is very much necessary to keep a proper record of every student, because at the end of the schooling, we have to provide a cumulative student record report card to every student. School is the basic thing where the recordation of all the progress of all the three domains of a child is very important, whether it is academic, whether it is co-curricular activities, record of the documents, or whether it is the psychomotor or psychological activity record of the student. So in order to provide that cumulative record of the student, it is very much required that proper record should be maintained of each the student over all the domains and over all the years of his schooling in that school. So in that and this record is not only necessary for students, but it is also necessary for the teachers in order to assess their level of teaching, which is somehow is leading to the development of the child. So these records are having different usages to different stakeholders. For students, they are having different kind of record of their progress, and for teachers, they can with that record they can analyze the quality of the quality of improvement they are making in their teaching. And another thing is that the school itself can analyze its progress over the years if they are having a proper record, year-wise record of their activities, so that they can also check their progress, their rate of growth over the years of establishment. Another thing is that not all these records are not only helping for the schools, but they are for their internal assessment, but they are also helping the schools in order to check their progress with the other schools of the similar nature or of the different nature. For example, a private school can check the progress with the public school, whereas the one school can check the progress with the other school, and all these things make them more progressive towards the achievement, towards the attainment of their goal. And all these things somehow they are required by the government also in order to feed their data in that government portal. So what are the different types of records that are necessary? As we know that school records different academic, administrative, and other related activities that are preserved in various forms such as documents, files, and nowadays a recent trend is of having all this recordation through cloud storage. So what are the database management or platforms that are there for this for helping out this function of educational administration? So as we can see, there are some of the platforms with which some of the softwares with which we can attain this function of educational administration, like to keeping a record of every child through MS Excel and keeping a record of every child through MS Excel, and MySQL and Visual Fox Pro are some of the example of proper recording of the student. And this recordation comes when we talk about the recording of the things, there comes many things, many recordation of many things is required, like admission register is required, attendance register is required, logbook, visitor books, a cumulative record card of the student's report sheet, staff time movement and movement book, and library records, stock register, property register, cash book, and potential of ICT in record keeping. It is very much required, and with these all these things can be achieved if we are going to use these platforms. Okay, and another thing is that earlier what was happening, that many of the things were recorded only in the paper, in the form of paper, like separate file was maintained for every child in every class, but that requires a huge size of storage in order to keep and maintain. Suppose a child is enrolled in your school from class 1 and it is going it is going to sustain in that school till class 12. So it is a tedious task to maintain a file of that child over the year. So all these things now, recordation on the files, papers, and books and CD-ROMs and hard disk has now been somehow replaced by the cloud computing and cloud storage of the data. Now, paperless administration is also one of the function of educational administration, which has been supported by ICT nowadays. That how paperless administration can be done. As we all are aware that nowadays we are very environmental conscious also, and there's a need to reduce this huge size of paper filing and all, maintaining the record, but we cannot compromise with the recordation of the important data. So there is a need to have an administration, there is a need to record all these things without papers. So paperless administration is a new area where ICT is assisting. So in this, you all are aware about this DigiLocker system. So anyone from the audience who is using this DigiLocker system? Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Okay.
You are audible.
So anyone from the audience who have earlier gone through this DigiLocker?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For what purposes?
Ma'am, for saving our Aadhaar and other documents, we have used DigiLockers.
Yes, yes. So DigiLocker is basically a government portal where you can you can find out anytime your government certificates or any mark sheet and all. Nowadays, like we all are from the teaching fraternity, we have to have our CTET and all. So the TET mark sheet, if you have crossed that CTET and all, that mark sheet has been provided through this platform only, that is DigiLocker. Many of the documents have now been saved in order to access anytime, and this is a kind of paperless. It is a part of paperless administration where the digital signatures are there, even the caste certificates, even the government certificates and all that we are using nowadays, somehow they have been issued through your DigiLocker account. For this, you have to have a DigiLocker account and that has been linked to your Aadhaar. And now it is necessary to have your PAN card also there. So you can store your all details in that DigiLocker with your user ID. And with that, whatever you will be applying, whether you are going to apply for your pass certificate, you are going to have your any examination you pass, all those documents will automatically will come to this account. So it is a kind of locker, a locker facility where you can store all the government documents. And this locker is easily accessible from anywhere, from any time, at any time. Okay. So this is digital based. That's why it has been named as DigiLocker. Another initiative of the government of India in regard to have a paperless administration is e-office. And this has been offered by the government of India. But nowadays, for this also, we have to have a registration with the institution, the big universities or big educational institutions. They have to first have this facility. They have to register their university or college or institution with this e-office. And this the full demo we will be discussing in our later slides. So this DigiLocker and e-office things are the example of government platforms which have been initiated by the government India as an attempt to have paperless administration. Another aspect of educational management or administration is allocation of duties among teachers and staff. So as we all know this thing that if your institution is of a large size, it becomes very difficult to have a track record of all the teachers and all the staff, and to assign duties and to allocate some work to them and to keep a track of that also. So for this, there are certain platforms, ICT platforms with which we can make this task easy. Like there are some automatically generating tools are there which can generate and which can simplify timetabling and which can simplify the allocation of the duties. Like we all know that in an academic year, we have to do a number of things. For example, we have to keep a proper slot for your sports also. We have to keep a proper slot for your examination also. We have to keep a proper slot for all other co-curricular activities also. We have to keep a slot for our formative assessment, then when we are going to have a formative, then when we are going to have our summative assessment. Like these kind of planning is required. And sometimes what happens that we used to forget that which time slot in an academic calendar we have fixed for what purposes. So sometimes some of the important events they used to get missed from us. So in order to overcome from that problem, we can use different platforms that are there like Google Calendar. This is the symbol of Google Calendar. Everybody knows that. That with Google Calendar, we can schedule, we can fix all the important academic activities and curricular and co-curricular activities, examination, everything we can fix a particular time slot in this Google Calendar so that nothing is missed from us during that academic year. Apart from this, creating a timetable for all the classes is a very difficult task for the timetable in charge. So nowadays, and for that also, now class timetable they have to maintain. They have to maintain a teacher's timetable. They have to maintain a different timetables like co-curricular activity timetables they have to maintain. So it is not possible to maintain all these timetables, that too also in different sections and over the grades. So for that they can adopt this FET. This is a platform for generating automatically timetable. Okay. So apart from that, there are many other free platforms are available through which you can generate the timetable of your school. Then maintaining students' portfolio, as we have discussed in that record keeping also, it is also important. Like for various purposes, for scholarships, for having examinations, for many things, we need the full detail of the student. So how we are going to keep a record of different students in a different class? So that is also very important. So how ICT assist in this is that through we can either maintain different files and PPT, we can maintain different PPTs for the students' performance over the year. And that can be kept as, that can be recorded as the student's portfolio. Another thing is that another way to come out to maintain that student's portfolio is the usage of Google Drive. That every teacher can have a separate drive, or the entire school can have a separate drive where we can maintain different folders that they are representing the different years of different years, academic years, and that they can maintain different folders of every student, including their photographs, including their full admission details, including their report cards of class 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever they have done, including their formative assessment report can be maintained, files can be saved, their co-curricular activities progress can be saved in that folder. And apart from this, they can any disciplinary act, if something is happening, that they have been notified, that notice and all can be kept in this folder. So Google Drive is also one of the mostly used platform for having this, for maintaining this student's portfolio. Another platform for maintaining students' portfolio is Mahara. And this Mahara also serves the same purpose. Here you can customize the this platform. This is not open platform. For this you have to take a paid version. You have to select some plan and you have to make a payment. And with this you can have a customize this platform as per your needs. And this is also one of the important platform for maintaining students' portfolio that can be easily accessed by students as well as the administrations. Now, these are some of the platforms that are related with assessment and evaluation. So now, as we know that assessment and evaluation is also one of the important aspects of educational administration and management. But how they are going to have, we are going to have that with the help of ICT. How we are going to make them easy with the help of ICT. That is also one of the question. So as we all are aware with this learning management system, assessment. So as there are different kinds of assessment throughout the year, that formative assessment is there, summative assessment is there, class tests are there, and different forms of assessments are also there. That now we are not relying on one type of assessment, like not only on test methods, we are not relying on that, like not paper pencil tests are always there, but we are going to have different types of assessments, like sometimes presentations are there, sometimes students are sent to the virtual labs, and that assessment is also necessary to be a part of their total assessment. And then we are going to have different discussion forums are there, which are an important part of the assessment. And different activities are there, classroom interaction, and all these are important aspects nowadays of internal assessment especially. So what tools we are going to use in order to meet this requirement of educational administration? So there are different learning management system platforms in which the teachers can post their e-content either in the form of text, either in the form of video, either in the form of some audio files and some podcasts, some YouTube links, some their blogs, they all can, the links of these blogs and all, they can send to a learning management system LMS platform like Moodle is operating, that we will discuss. Moodle is one of the example of learning management system where you can create your e-content and where you can post and to your students group, Like we have WhatsApp group, similar in that similar format. You can have your Moodle group, and in that Moodle group, you can create your ID, your class, and with that class, you can share the link. That link you can share to your students, and with the students can join that Moodle class of yours with the help of their registered mail IDs in these schools, and from there, for each topic, you can have the e-content, you can have an assignments, you can give them some discussion forums, some activities you can assign them related to each of the topic. And Moodle is one of the example. The similar kind of thing is being managed by Google Classroom that I forgot to include over here, but we all are somehow become familiar to that Google Classroom during our COVID-19 scenario. Another, that for evaluation, what type of platforms we are using. In that thing, even these Google Forms are helping out a lot in order to have a quick and easy evaluation of the learning of the chap of learning. So nowadays, even they are accessible by a number of students, and over a very short span of time, you can get the results also if you are going to convert it into a quiz. So an easy kind of assessment and can be done through Google Forms also. Apart from this, Google Classroom and Google Forms, a number of other learning management system tools, LMS, are available that we can adopt to have this function of assessment and evaluation. Then comes the use of ICT in financial management. As we are all knowing that fees is one of the important aspect for running a school or any educational administration. So a proper recordation of the fees, and when the student is paying them, and when the next installment is going to due, that all management is very much required. And apart from this, the different kind of fees, like the transport fees that they are having, the examination fees, what are the different categories of the total fees, and in what head that amount has been received, and what is the pending amount, what is the outstanding fees that we have to collect from the students, and when this notice has to be automatically generated to the parents' mail ID or their phone numbers, that is also an important task. As we discussed, that this open admin for schools is available. This is an open platform, and where we can keep a record of not only attendance but discipline also, fees, report cards, timetable, everything we can maintain through this platform, open admin for schools. So fees is also one of the aspect of this. So when you will click into the fees, you can see that all these options will arise to you, that charge fees, view fees, delete fees, accept payment, print receipts. This automatically, these payment receipt, fee receipts will be generated, and that will be sent to the parent's mail ID or the number, whatever information you have fed in that platform. Then payment report, then view transaction, outstanding fees, and export monthly summary, that over in the entire month, how much fees you have received, that we can have an idea with this by adapting this platform. Then when you will go to the SSPs, you can create new SSPs, or you can have that predefined fees. Every year nowadays, schools are revising their fee structure. So if you want to have a revised fee structure, you can click to this option, create new, and you can assess fees, date, fee name, what fee you are increasing, description, amount, and the group means the class group that you are having, which class 6, 7 to 8, and you can continue with that. And if you want to have that predefined fees, then you can assess fees and select predefined fees and name them, and description, amount, group, and select. The same thing you can adapt for the subsequent year also. Then we will move to the next we will move to the that ICT for resource planning and sharing. So this is also one of the important aspect of ICT in educational administration, that the important function of every educational institution is to provide quality content to the learners. So how these content can be created by the teachers and how they can disseminate these content, they can provide this content to their learners. Okay, so the creation and dissemination of e-content among all the stakeholders of education is an important aspect of education administration. And for this, every school is creating that management, their own management information system that we discussed earlier as well, that every school is adapting and is purchasing their own management information system in order to have a track of all the classes, all the students, and for the smooth functioning and managing of the task of the school. So for that, if we want to have an e-content wise content dissemination, we are having some government portals like Diksha. This is a digital initiative of Government of India. So Diksha, basically there are different state-wise and class-wise NCERT books are available, and all supplementary videos are available related to each of the chapter, related to each of the content. Teachers' videos are available, animated videos are available, teachers' notes are available, and you can easily access to those things. And this is an important and the most widely used platform of Government of India. Then comes the e-Pathshala. The same thing is there, and in this e-Pathshala also we are having this state-wise books also. Books of state boards are also there apart from NCERT. State board books are also there. From there you can easily access the chapters of any subject, and you can easily access the exercises of that chapter, and various video contents are also available there. And one of the recent advancement is the launch of that is Saransh by CBSE, and this is the personalized form of resource sharing platform by CBSE. So when you are talking about that, all the schools will have their own management information system, whatever they are adopting. That MIS, school MIS will be associated, will be linked up with the other schools of that state, and all these MIS will be related to the state wide web, and all these state-wise management information system MIS will be linked to the school education management information system, okay, of that particular state, and that's how all these things have been made centralized. So if whatever is your school in which state it is operating, you can easily go and access their information. Okay, management information, it is become accessible to all. So as it has been written here that all these schools-based MIS will be integrated with the state-wide WAP-based school education management system, which in turn will be related to a nationwide network of all the students of all the schools, wherein all teachers, students, managers, and community will participate to collaborate and share these digital repositories of tools, content, and resources. Professional development and continuing education platforms and guidance and counseling and other student support services that are available in your school. So all these things are becoming digitally, they are becoming shareable and reachable to all these stakeholders. Then at last it comes that how we are going to create an online community of parents, teachers, and students for effective administration. as we know that the involvement of all the stakeholders is necessary for having a good administration. So for this, nowadays, at the time of this digital age, now we are using that SMS is and WhatsApp messages. Every school for every class they are having their separate WhatsApp groups in which they are going to circulate the important notices, the important information related to their class students. Then we can have that now the parents and teachers can go. The parents and students can go and directly go to the website page of that educational institution. From there, we can access the important information which they want to have. Apart from this, there are several social networking platforms that are operating, like Facebook pages of these schools are there. Then YouTube channels of these schools are there. Insta pages are there for different purposes. Different podcast channels are there for every schools and every educational institutions, where they are just somehow they are advertising their schools, and they are highlighting the chief features of their schools and chief events, the important events that they are celebrating in their schools, in order to marketize their their school. And then there comes the different mailing system. We can even mail, if we want to create a community, we want to get interaction with the parents and the teachers, then a mail system is there. Automatically mail can be generated, and the parents can receive the mail for inviting, for whether for inviting an important event, or whether to have an important information about their students, about their children activity inside the school, or progress or achievement, whatever it is. Then several groups are there, blogs are there. So blogs are there where the schools can have different blogs, and where they can post the important information related to their school activities. The same thing that they are doing through social networking sites also. Then there are again some learning management systems through which we can disseminate the important information among the all stakeholders. Apart from this, certain Google accounts can be created, Google groups can be created. Like Google groups can be created in order to, whether if you want to have the Google group of all the students on one class together. This is also one of the platform where you can disseminate the important content related to your topic, or any important information that is related to any of the activity of the school. Same thing, the Yahoo groups are also there. You can create Yahoo groups, whether for students or either for students, or you can create it for parents as well. Sometimes for PT and all, having parents teacher meeting also, schools may create some Yahoo groups or Google groups like that, in order to make them connected. So now the question arises that what are the benefits of ICT in educational administration? So these are some of the benefits, like it is efficiently, there is less chance of having any error, of having any human error in these tasks, and they are somehow streamlining the administrative processes, and they are somehow making manual work least complicated, and they are reducing the efforts, the human efforts, and they are more correct and more feasible and time saving. And then enhanced communication can also be made possible by the inculcation of ICT in the field of education. That whatever you want to communicate, it is very in traditional method of communication, it is very complicated, and it is a tedious task to have a contact with a large number of students to at one time, and to have a communication with a large number of parents in one time. Even if we used to have that alumni meet and all the alumni cannot be communicated at the same time if we are using the traditional method of calling them or sending them letters and all. But with this enhanced communication, if we are going to create group for every year, the students are leaving our school, then the alumni groups can also be created very easily, and the proper communication can be made with them in a least with a least effort. And then data driven decisions and decision making. It means that whatever decision the administration at administration level people are taking, they will be based on certain data. So easily data can be achieved from out of these by using all these ICT techniques in the field of administration. And on the basis of these data, the decision making becomes more effective and more effective, and it becomes more evidence based also. Now, comes what are the challenges of implementing ICT in educational administration? The first challenge is that people don't want to change. They are still reluctant to change, and they want to have their own way of work. And they still, in many of the educational institutions, people are not having proper training as well, and they are not they don't want to learn new things, and they are still relying on the traditional methods of doing things, which are very time consuming, and which are somehow getting the things delayed in terms of administration. Then technical infrastructure is not available, as I told that there no technical training is there. If training is there, infrastructure is not available, and if infrastructure is there, somehow the other factors are affecting, which are incapable of implementing ICT in this field. Then data security. Ensuring security and privacy of sensitivity educational data requires robust measures to protect against cyber threats and breaches. So when all the things are becoming digitalized, there is a strong there is a strong culture nowadays that data are becoming insecure, and many persons and many organizations can misuse your data if it is going to be open in the of an institution. So your data, what you are feeding in what you are using to this ICT, they have some data security issues can remain here. Then inequity in access. Only those person can access whatever information you are posting, whatever information you are giving to ICT. Only those person, it will become accessible only to those who are having this technology. For example, at the time of COVID also, we saw that only those students were able to attend our Google meetings, our Google classrooms, those who were having Android phones. So to have that technology is one of the chief aspects if we want to use ICT in its proper sense. So it is a quite challenging because all the stakeholders can't afford that expensive technology sometimes. So as we are going through that, what are the best practices of integrating ICT in educational administration? The first thing comes to our mind is vision alignment. So vision should be very clear that ICT initiatives should be in alignment to the institutional vision. And the aim of every institution is should to make the things easy, not complicated, and as per the requirement of their staff members. Then professional development. So if we want to have the professional development of your employees of your institution, then it is required that you must adapt these ICT techniques in your way of working, so that it can save your time and you can convert that effort into some other important activities. And then engaging stakeholders. So ICT, while using ICT in your educational administration, you should ensure that all the stakeholders should get involved in that. It should be easily accessible to all the stakeholders, like students, parents, and community. And an integrated groups should also be formed in order to have that spirit of collaboration and belongingness. Now, impact of ICT on student learning research shows that these are some of the data that 20% improved engagement has been seen when you are going to use that ICT-based teaching learning platforms. And 15% enhanced collaboration has been witnessed if we are using group projects and communication among students and promoting teamwork and knowledge sharing. So these are some of the data which reveal the impact of ICT on student learning outcomes. And in future also, we are going to have these ICT trends in educational administration, like ICT, artificial integration will be can be seen nowadays. Also, virtual labs are there, and very customized kind of learning and personalized kind of learning tasks have been given to students, and all these things are somehow going to affect our future trend of work. And immersive learning is going one of the important aspect of future learning scenario. So now virtual and augmented reality that you have already discussed in your earlier sessions of this workshop. And data-driven insights are also important for future decision making and making new strategies in the field of education. So with this, the theoretical part is covered. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay. So any question from this part? So that we will go through some of the sites and some of the tools we will
Ma'am,
exercise.
what do you mean by stakeholders, ma'am?
Stakeholders of any educational institutions are the persons who are going to benefit from that institution. Means in terms of education, the students, parents, teachers, administrators, and the entire community
Okay,
comes under the stakeholders of education.
okay, thank you.
Okay. So can we move to the next slide?
Any other queries? We'll go ahead with the next one.
Okay. So this is what we were discussing. Now we will discuss. We will go through some of the ICT based administrative platforms which are very much necessary to know for us in future course of action. So innovation in governance. Here it comes the e-office. This is a government platform for on which your institution has to register. Once your institution will be registered to that, once they are going to adapt that, you can log in from that user ID and password. So this is it is not open. So now, so we are going to have a slide presentation on this. Okay. So the first thing that what is that e-office? We all are using somehow the Microsoft MS Office. We all are using, including that MS Word, including that Excel, MS Excel, and MS PowerPoint, and everything we are using nowadays. But this office is somehow different from that MS Office because it is an electronic kind of office, which is a government initiative in order to reduce the time which a file takes to process. Okay, as you all are aware that government offices are having a lot of files and the letters and documentation and everything is there, and it takes a lot of time to come to a result and to communicate the things. And as far as a layman, it becomes very difficult for the persons to have a track of their government files. So in order to overcome from that situation, now government has, in order to keep a transparency among the communication among the pupils and the government, in order to have that transparency, the government of India has started this e-office thing. where files, receipts, letters, and documents and can be easily tracked down. How that we can discuss. Like government produce and manage immense volume of documents, as we all are aware about this. And the manual system of file processing has several challenges. And all these things lead to the delay in the implementation of government programs and schemes. If any of you are from higher education institutions, most of you will be. So you will be knowing that if we are going to communicate with any communication with UGC, if we are going to have any communication with ICSSR, it takes a lot of time. And sometimes after 2 to 3 months, they are going to reply you because they are having a lot of mails and a lot of documentation letters and files. Every day they are coming to them. So it is not possible for them also manually to answer each and everything, every letter, or to attend each and every file on time. So all these things are leading to the delay in different government programs and schemes and in works. So these are some of the challenges of manual system, like searching, retrieving, and tracking of files. Even at small institutions, sometimes files got used to misplaced. And sometimes no one is able to track the earlier files, especially when in higher education institutions, when we are having inspections, especially the neck inspections, in order to have and to secure and to procure data from all the files of 5 years is a very difficult task. So storage and secure preservation of file is also one of the challenge of manual system. Intra and interdepartmental file movement sometimes got delayed. Then sometimes in case of accidents, these files are very vulnerable, and sometimes loss of physical files happens, and multiple copies of documents and circulars also tend to happen when we are using or adapting this manual system of office. So e-office is just a government initiative to overcome from all these challenges. So what is e-office about? So e-office is basically a fast tracking government decision making. It will assist the government institutions to have a fast decision making and to come to a solution in a more quicker manner. So it basically promotes less paper office with greater collaborating and knowledge sharing. So as we have discussed, this e-office under the function of educational administration for in order to reduce paperless administration. So it is one of the approach of this e-office, and it also aims at enhancing efficiency, transparency, and accountability on the part of that officer or on the part of that employee on which your file is getting delayed. It is based on Central Secretariat Manual of e-Office and Procedure and ARPG and Government of India initiative. It built on open source software stack. And once your institution will adopt this, you will have an open source. You can easily access to this. And then generic design, single product for government at all levels. So it is not that something that state-wise, it is not. It is a centralized system that will track the file that will track your files at all the levels of government. So basically, the three main components are there for which this e-office has been come up. It is that knowledge management system, that how we are going to manage all the knowledge related to your document and file management system, and work from anywhere. Like nowadays, we cannot, sometimes employees use, they are on leave. So that doesn't mean that they can delay your work. So we can have that work from anywhere kind of thing also in this e-office. So how it is a kind of transformational journey from there was a time where people used to write by hand and they used to send all these things through post. But then over the time, it has been evolved. The writing by hand has been replaced by the use of typed letters in order to have any formal communication. And now nowadays, what most of the people are using is that this version of data of filing, that is the word processor. We are typing on the word processor. Now that typewriter has been replaced by computer, and we are typing by our computers in the word file, and we are making the formal kind of communication to any organization. But in the future year, it is going to come to replace, it is going to be replaced by e-office. So you can see the transformational journey that from writing from the hand. People used to write a letter, any application by hand, and then they used to post it. Now replacement with the typewriter and with the computers, and now it is going to be digitally. That is e-office. Now the file management system, what is e-file? So basically it is a workflow based system and diarization of inward receipts and letters. So you must be knowing that whatever letters or any letter or document that an institution receives, they used to have an inward letter, inward number they used to give to that letter in order to track in future that communication. So that has been maintained in different files. So that will be saved by e-filing system, diarization of inward receipts and letters, creation of files can be done, noting and draft for approvals, inter-departmental movement of file and receipts is going to be done through this e-filing system, and digital signing of noting and drafts using DSEC or e-sign. Now, as we discussed earlier as well, that with the help of that DigiLocker, how the people are getting that that letters, government letters on that DigiLocker. So it is due to this only. It is a small part of this e-filing and e-letter issuing only, that it is automatically coming to their locker, individual locker account of the persons who are going to apply for some government document. Then searching of files, receipts, and dispatch. That is also possible through e-filing, and closing of files, receipts, and interfaces with external applications. So how this basically works? So it is how the e-filing process happens. The first receiver scans inward receipts, letter, and stores in local client, and browse and upload, and then enter metadata in that diarization. That is like a replacement of the diary system. Then system creates sequential diary number for e-receipt. The e-receipt of every file, when you are going to any government office, whatever what happens now, when you are going to submit a letter, when you are going to do any communication, they give you a receipt of that communication, a receiving of that letter. Now with this e-office, it is possible to get that automatically. The system will generate that e-receipt, and that e-receipt send e-receipt to the concerned or user or put in e-file. It can be either sent back to you if you are going to do it through electronic form, then it can come back to your mail ID, and it can come back to your, it can be sent to your registered mobile number in the form of a message also, and or it can be put in your, it will be put in your e-file also. So with this, put in existing e-file. If you are making a further communication of any document, it will be the same document, whatever communication you will be doing regarding one matter, it will be automatically will be saved in that already existing file also. But if something that you are going to first time communication is being done from the user, then it can create a new e-file, and it will be entered, the metadata will be entered to that, and system creates an e-file number. Your file number will be generated. With that file number, open e-file and start noting, create draft, edit draft, approval, approve draft, and issue draft. Anything can be made possible, and everything will be stored in that as per that e-file number. Then digitally signed can be done once that the concerned authority is going to approve that file. Digital sign can be done and send e-file to the next user, and the e-file can be sent to the other person in that hierarchy. Then e-file moves through the channel of submission in the system, and then the file automatically goes to the submission section, and decisions recorded and approved draft and letter dispatched by post or email. In this way, you can get a printer. So from this thing, starting from this thing, it is coming in the, and the output form is also in the paper form. Only thing is that the entire office structure has been replaced by the digital system of operations. So this is somehow you can anytime you can track your filing system. Earlier, what was happening that if you are aware of this, that it is not any new system, but in office for office purposes, it is a new system. If you will be knowing that when we are going to apply for our passports. So if we want to track our passport status, we just enter that receipt number, and with that we can get a window will open, and we can get a status of our passport status, that how much where it is right now. But that too also don't provide the exact location of your passport. Similarly, if we are going to make any speed post, with that tracking number, we can easily track. Our Indian Post give us the facility to track that in letter also. But that also doesn't that shows the status of your post, where it is right now, at which state or which place or which district or which post office your post is right now. Exact tracking was already been possible, but now it has been given to the in the form of office to educational institutions and to all government offices. It will be made compulsory after some time. This is the newly added feature or the initiative of the government of India. So this will help in having more transparency in government communications. Okay. Then e-file, as you can see, add green note, add yellow notes. You can add and you can digitally sign, and this can be the final impression of your file or the document that you seek for. Then knowledge management system. As we said that there are three components: knowledge management, file management, and the work from anywhere. So this knowledge management system supports the life cycle of the document of an organization, enabling user to create and manage electronic documents that can be viewed, searched, shared, and published. Like the dissemination of files, different files, documents, policies, forms, guidelines, acts, circulars, and manuals. So here, what they are planning to do is central document repository will be there, where you can easily track, and the user can be anyone. The user can fully go and look through the files, documents, policies, forms, and guidelines in order to have an understanding of the system. So that is knowledge management portal, means whatever knowledge, whatever information you want to give to the students or to the users, they can easily access to that. Apart from this, there are another KMS feature is authentication with single sign-on. So you can easily get authenticated information with a single sign, and document workflow and roles. So document can easily go from one place to another, and they will be having a different what document is related to which aspect, means if you go nowadays also in different government websites, you can you can see the notices and circulars. So what circular is all about, that you can easily go through that. Okay, so content-based OCR search along with metadata and tagging of documents based on category, organization, type, and collection, because it is going to be a centralized system. That is why everything will be categorized and everything will be customized according to the needs of the users. Then customized content and metadata fields are there, and subscription and alerts will be there, like we are having most of the social networking sites, and sharing among users is also possible through e-office. Now the third component comes work from anywhere. So like you can see, this is a picture of a demo file. So we can see from this, like set status, like those who are, if you have seen any of the worker who is working for a multinational company MNCs, nowadays also most of the private institutions provide the facility to work from home. So like that kind of facility is being provided through this platform as well. So you can work from anywhere and you can put your status like that. If you are busy, you can put your status as busy. If you are in a meeting, you can put your status as meeting. And if it is your tea break, you can put your status as tea break and lunch break and others. And timeline is also available. So calendar is there where you can fix your upcoming events. E-file system is there in for every user. Those who will be using the government officers who will be using these things, that e-file system is there, means e-file, one file, he has received one file and this is the name of that file. And media galleries are also there. As I told you, we have discussed that some knowledge sharing is also there. So knowledge sharing, any important notice or any important circular that is related to your organization will automatically come up with through this window, that is media gallery. And notice of your organization, any notice, anything related to your office, your line of work will automatically will appear to this notice board, central doc and my doc. Apart from this, if you can see, then this will be your dashboard from where you can access to all the features of this e-office. Then calendar will be there where you can fix your events and where the duties that you have, the deadlines will be visible to you. And the email and e-office services are also there. Tasks and to-do list is there. Notes you can make. And departmental applications are there. Then digital NIC is there, finance personal, e-forums, and other application, NIC library. All you can use you can use from this dashboard. Then you can also get connected to directory, that VC room, as he is this is an example of a educational institution. So you can get directly connected to the VC room. Quick connect for movement of the file to different sections of the office, and events and my contacts and groups. So this will be through this you can work from anywhere. Then interface of e-government system through API. So through this also, like we can see that employee and organization unit and data sharing APIs are there. Then e-file. So from this, you can external data sources and e-offices can have a link, two-way link will be there. And external application can come and receipt creation will be done. Receiving can be given and the document can finally be given forwarded to the user. And decisions in e-file stack flag for receipts and receipt movements and receipt status approved, draft and mail can be easily can be provided to the user. So basically activities that are involved in e-office are development of e-office product suite and testing functional performance and security of the data, migration from older to new e-office version and implementation and rollout, capacity building of the employees, deployment and operation, support and maintenance. And this can be this will be done in coordination with NIC, National Informatics Centers of the state and district inspector officers and local NIC cells, as well as the other government portals. So outcomes will be that it will quick decision making and faster delivery of service, access of files anywhere from anywhere and at any time. There will be movement in files in real-time perspective of geographical location, and delays removed because of transparency and accountability. You can easily track who is holding your file for more time. Okay. Then reduction in corruption will be there. Banal practices and red tapeism will be there. Then personal priorities and discretions, eliminations can be removed through this transparent system of e-governance. And accountability and transparency will be there. Citizens can track their paper. In states like Kerala, a citizen can go to an office between 3 to 4 to find the status of his paper and where it is pending. And it is environment friendly also, as discussed that it will be a paperless administration. Then always available files and never be lost and stored for perpetuity. So your file will never get lost. You will always be having a tracking number of your e-file, which you can track, and it is not going to you can not going to lose it due to any natural storms or flood or whatever it is. So, or fire sometimes. So it will always remain safe, as it is you are going to have that E number, and it can be easily traceable. So some of the important highlights of this e-office will be, it will save paper, time and money, and enhance productivity will be there. Assured data security and integrity will be there. Accountability and transparency as discussed, and quick decision making and faster processing of your files, of your documents will be there. Any thing you need to discuss? Any query on this presentation?
Ma'am, what is AIP, ma'am?
API.
Yeah.
Okay. API is basically academic performance indicator.
Academic informants.
API.
Okay. Propaganda.
Yes, please. Academic performance indicator.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Can we move to the next one? Yes. Can we move to the next presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next will be, that is an important government initiative, that is summer portal. So nowadays, as we have discussed about e-office, nowadays another important aspect is to have a centralized system for admission. So as we can see that Samarth is one of the government portal that has been initiated by Ministry of Education, Government of India, under National Mission in Education through ICT. So any of the person who has got admission in this current batch to Samarth portal, anyone is having an idea? Okay. So this is basically, it is an open source and open standard enabled robust, secure, scalable and evolutionary process engine for universities and higher educational institutions. So basically, what happens in summer? In summer module, there are 40 plus summer modules, and with 8 essential functions and 2 extra functions. And now at present, more than 40 plus universities are using this portal for their admission and different purposes. So like in Central University of Kerala, we have started this ITEP program, integrated teacher education program. So in that admission, like the body for the entrance exam was conducted by NCTE, National Council for Teacher Education. So students appeared in that NCET exam, National Common Entrance Test, conducted by NCT under NT. So basically, that rank list has been provided by the NCT to the universities, and university, as it is adapting the summer portal. So all the admissions were done through summer portal. So automatically a list of the rank list of the students got generated on that summer portal, and when we are going to select the university and when we are going to select the department, the list of the students in the rank list automatically comes to them. In that portal, you can easily identify, you can easily click on the rank list, you can easily find out the number, all the details of the students, including the number, name, father's name, and mail ID, and the full application form will automatically come to them. And when you have to process that application, you just have to do on that application, you have to process that application from that summer portal itself, and the entire admission process will be as under that portal only. So basically, it is a secure portal that most of the universities are adapting nowadays, and it's the only thing is that the administration can be done only from the head of the department for the purpose of getting these admissions. And nowadays, academics, it is used for program and academic management and evaluation and grading also, and research management and TOT management also. And apart from this, account and finance, the bill tracking system, fee management as payroll management, budget and accounts, it can be used for different purposes. As told, there are different modules of this smart portal. And for research project management system also we can use, and for affiliation management and content federation, we can use this smart portal. In that, even students are entitled to cancel. If some of the students are going to cancel your admission after a while, they can go to their user login and password will be given to the students as well, apart from the head of the department who is going to admit the students. The students can also log in from that summer portal, and they can make the application. They can also communicate. They can also send some letters to the concerned university or the college if they are using this summer program. Okay, now another thing I wanted to discuss is related. This is somehow related to the government initiatives. So apart from this, there are certain free tools as well that we can use, and as we are saying that in that earlier presentation, ICT for resource planning and sharing. So Diksha and e-Pathshala and CBSE based Saransh. So this also I would like to give a brief view. Is that visible? Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in that e-Pathshala, we can see that this is being offered by NCRT. It is a learning platform, teaching learning platform, and it is for dissemination of e-content. So this is also one of the platform from where we can that is used for all the stakeholders of our school, and it comes under the educational ICT based educational administration. So students, as we can see, like students, those students who are somehow not able to come to school or due to some reason they are absent from the class. So here we can see that for students, different e-textbooks are available and supplementary books are available, and events, certain events in which they can participate and they can compete, they are it is available, and e-resources are available in the form of audios, videos, interactive images, maps, question banks, etc. And there are certain guidelines for the teachers also for development of content and Pragyata, and e-comic books for easy accessibility uh, and to increase reading habits among the students are also available. So if we will go to that e-textbook, we can see like this. This window will open, and here you can select the grade. Like if you want to select class 6, suppose, and then you have to select this. Suppose if you want to have you go to social sciences studies, and you want to select this book. All the books are available in free language. The same book, Our Past in English, The Earth, Our Habitant in English, and the same book, Our Past, Hamara Ateek in Hindi, and in Urdu also. So here the books are available, e-books are available in three different languages, English, Hindi, and Urdu. Suppose if we are going to select this History of Our Past, this chapter-wise book can appear. The full chapter students can access from anywhere, and they can go through this, and they can, even while you are traveling also, if it is hard for you to carry your books or if you are away from your home, this thing can be utilized by the students. If you want to download the complete book, that also nowadays we are very techno friendly, so we want to have all our books in our mobile phones. So here, from here, you can track down all the books that you want, especially some students who want to apply, who want to appear in some competitive exams. For them, instead of buying these NCRT books and all, you can go and you can use this platform, e-Pathshala platform, for your competitive exams preparation. So, some supplementary books, those were the textbooks. Some supplementary books are also available here. That is also class-wise, and which you can select, and the subject also you can select, and title also select, and you can access from here. Then events are also available here. From that, what are the events that are related to, like international conference are there, then some ICT Mela, ICT awards, and that window will open up NCRT, and you can get the important events also from this platform. That e-resources are available here, that too as per the subject. Like one से एक से 9,999 तक की संख्याओं की गिनती, ये कार्यक्रम संख्याओं की गिनती के आधार पर है. So these are some of the e-contents that are available here. From here directly the students can access their relevant, whether they want to have that audio content. If you want to access the content in audio form, they can select the form, which type of e-content they want to access, either audio or video. They can select their language. Here you can see that Hindi, English, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Malayalam, Telugu, Assami. These are the few languages that are in which the content is available, and you can select the pre-primary, or if you are a teacher, then, or if you are a teacher and a research scholar, that this platform is for you as well. You can access any of the data, and you just filter, and the topic or that related video will come across. Then it is for teachers as well. Even for teachers, these are the options which they can do at this platform. That e-textbook, the same things that we discussed, teaching instructions. This is something new. This we can go and select. For suppose you are pre-primary teacher, then you can go and teacher resource. You can come from here. Pre-primary teacher information. In this one book, e-book will appear, and you can access for this book. Then learning outcomes. This is one of the important aspect that as we have discussed that in educational management and administration, the planning is one of the important aspects. So how you are going to set your aims, your goals of under that planning. So NCRT, as if you are a school teacher or a school learner, then NCRT already has given some of the expected learning outcomes at different stages. So this is the document through which you can utilize as a teacher or the principal or administrator in order to set your institutional plans or your institutional learning or expected learning outcomes. So this is somehow for every class they are given subject wise also. As you can see that learning outcomes at the elementary stage, I just opened this file as I selected this stage only from the dashboard. So in the primary stage, upper primary stage, language based, subject wise, all the goals have been given, learning outcomes have been given, and if you will go through that in deeply, you will be realizing that how important these documents are there for every school, and we have to that subject wise and class wise have been given. This is Hindi part, so I'll skip to this and I'll come to that. That's our language part. Learning outcomes for English language at primary school. So if you go through this, you will see that for class 1 English, they have given the pedagogical processes as well as the learning outcomes. So it is somehow going to for educational institution, in your planning part, you can take help of these documents. And the teachers, this is very useful for the teachers in order to select their pedagogical strategies while imparting the lessons, while covering the subjects across the classes. For example, there are some suggestive pedagogies are there that can be very, very useful for these teachers, which they can adapt in their classroom transactions. Similarly, class-wise. So this is the document which will help you out as a teacher in in selecting your activities in the class and in framing your pedagogical strategies. That is learning outcomes. Then again, some e-resources, likewise, therefore, the same e-resources can be assessed by the are available for teachers as well. Some periodical and journals, some latest, including the latest researches and latest reviews by the experts are available. And from here also you can select like Journal of Indian Education from selecting and selecting. This book you can easily read and study from this. So you can easily come to know about the recent researches and advancements that are there through these journals and periodicals. Then some circular resources, guidelines, and e-comic book for accessibility. Similarly, for parents, e-textbooks are available to them, learning outcomes are available to them, e-resources, the content, and circular resources about the policies and reports related to the education. They are like NCF 2005 is there in English and Hindi. Then nation focus group position papers, some are available for the teachers, which they can access from here, that are related to their to the education of their world. So in this way, we can access this the some of the highlights of this platform is that there are number of resources in audio, video, in text forms which are easily accessible and which are available in multiple languages, and with their very low capacity. When you will download the files, then you will realize that the size is sometimes it is less than 7 MB also. So you can easily access them with a limited storage. Now I would like to explore some of the Google platforms that are mostly used by for the purposes of that are free and mostly used by schools and teachers. So Google Drive, we discussed that first let's start with the Google Drive. If we will go to Diksha, you will find that many things are similar in Diksha and e-Pathshala. In Diksha also, the same thing you can get. Shall I show some of the Diksha features also? Best version of using Diksha is on as an app. If you are using Diksha as an app, then it is more convenient and more user friendly. Discuss later. So suppose this is your Google Drive and you want to create some students folder. Like as we discussed, in order to have that students portfolio you have to make. So you can create new folder where you can make it like batch students batch 23, 24. Like batch wise, you can make different folders. In this, you can create some new folders. Like you can place the name of the students, like A. If we are creating the student's name with A, and then B. In this A folder, you can keep all the admissions related. You can make different upload different files. You can create the files here itself, like a Google document. You can feed their recurring progress in the form of Excel sheets, the marks they have obtained, the student has obtained over the throughout the year or over the years, whatever it is, you can upload. You can save as the presentation that students have submitted to you in that academic session, and you can upload. You can have their registration number also. You can keep the record of their entire progress in these folders, and it can be easily. It is very easy uh, to have to organize these things in Google Drive, because in Google Drive you can create, and you can, as well as you can upload from your desktop or from your computer, different things on this related to these students record. So students portfolio, for students portfolio, the mostly used platform is to have to store in Google Drive, because here the creation of folders and the uploading of the file is very easy. Even you can you can share these folders to the parents also. Through this thing, to share, you can share the student's portfolio with the parents as well as to the students also. But not in the form of we are going to share these their progress with the different stakeholders. Then you have to restrict it, and you have to restrict the permission, and you have to do it like they will only be the viewer. They cannot be the uh, editor. Okay, so that you have to ensure that you have to grant permission only for viewer, if you are allowing the parents and the students to view their performance. So that is, I think, for maintaining portfolio. And for maintaining results, it is Excel sheet we are using most of the time, and we can use Google Sheets also. MS Excel or Google Sheets we can easily use for having that calculation work and for preparation of results. So if you can see, this is the Diksha app. It is also a learning dissemination, and it is a knowledge sharing platform, and it is one of the platform that has been in priority of Digital India movement. Here, one additional feature that you will find in comparison to e-Pathshala, that some e-content for children with special need is also available. Yes, opening. So here you can see not only NCERT books are available. One can explore content published by CBSE as well, and different different boards like NIOS also, and you can explore the state board mark sheets as textbooks also. So in that, when we were discussing about e-Pathshala, you were not having that option. Only NCERT books you were able to explore. But here with this Diksha, you can even explore more books, like more content is available. Again, they want to know whether you are a parent's student, which you are, they are dealing with which stakeholders. So you have to mention and select, and then you can easily, we have selected this NCERT only, they will be giving option of that only. So here you can see that digital textbooks are available in different, like you are selecting NCERT, medium you can select, and you can select class also, subject and content type. You can have the courses also. Some courses are also available, and some TV classes explanation are also available related to different fields. Then if you will go back, to find that can easily access to we have selected NCERT only, so they are showing only NCERT. Suppose if we want to explore the books of Kerala, Kerala books. From here you can select the class. Multiple class can be selected and subject. You can access the book, the content. In this you will find different, like video form content will be there, interactive content will be there, and documents will be there. You can find out that which content is the most viewed content, which is the newest one, and which is having highest ranking. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to tell you, all must be aware of that, but this is the one of the important aspects of making timetable, and in order to frame the year plan, unit plan, and the semester plan for teachers. So if you are going to use this, this is a free thing that we can use, that is Google Calendar. We can create different events here, and we can make appointment schedule also. Like if we want to appoint, if we want to have any important event, we can add this timetable, like a unit test is going to come and see. Unit test, so we can give that, we can fix it in our calendar, and we can save this, and with that we will have a pop up, a message, a mail will automatically come to your mail ID that is registered to this this your mail ID. You will receive a mail that your event is going to come. So in that way, nothing can be missed, and even you can create you can create some of the important activities, co-curricular activities of different kind. Like we used to, in most of the educational institutions, we used to celebrate many national and international days of importance. Like for nothing can be missed, so we can list down the events or the days that are necessary to be celebrated in our organization or institution, and we can fix at that all these things on our Google Calendar in order to save our time and in order to remember all these things. Or we can, with that, we can make a plan of monthly activities also. So co-curricular activities, particular space for test, unit test, yearly test, and that semester-wise test can also be done by using our Google Calendar that we all are very much familiar with. So with these small things, and Google groups are there that we can create. We can create Google groups, and we can the entire list of the students with their email IDs. We can create a Google group in order to share the notes and share some of the important readings with our students. That is also one of the important free tool that everyone can use. And most probably, if you are having and your institution is having an access to e-office and to like e-summer, then you will be having more additional features with your institutional mail ID. You can access all these platforms as well, government portals also. So with this, I would like to conclude my session. Anything? Anything you need to answer? I need to answer. Anything you want to answer?
Any queries? In this session, Madam has explained about the major administrative and educational management provisions provided by the government through the ICT medium. So it includes Diksha, Swayam Prabha, and many more. So if anybody wants to ask any question to Sabha ma'am, please take this time.
I think they don't want to ask that.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I want M.Ed, that is that is education material. Where to search, ma'am?
Educational
M.Ed,
material.
B.Ed materials, study
B.Ed.
material.
B.Ed study materials. If you will go to Diksha, there is as different section has been given for lesson planning. So if
Okay,
you
ma'am.
really want to have for B.Ed students, then it is here. Lesson planning is the important thing that we need to find out. Sometimes the students are have a difficulty in framing the lesson planning. So some format are also there. So apart from this, you can after preparing your lesson plans, the students can freely post their lesson plans on Diksha platforms also. Sometimes for a specific period, they used to open that portal in order to upload your e-content. And for as far as the notes are concerned for B.Ed and M.Ed, there are many universities who are running their open and distance open and distance courses, and for that they are having their own learning material. So that learning material is also available, like IGNOU is having their own learning material. Like that for that they have having e-Gyan portal. From that portal you can easily access to the B.Ed and M.Ed learning materials. Apart from the different universities, those who are having correspondence course facilities, they are also posting their learning materials that is easy and freely available on their university sites. Okay. And apart from this is about the text to content. Now, if you want to have some of the video lectures, then MHRD Ministry of UGC and MHRD channel is there, from which you can easily have some video lectures related to different topics of B.Ed and M.Ed. That is there. Apart from this, NIOS is also working on providing their YouTube channel is there, which you can easily subscribe. And NCRT is having the video YouTube channel from where you can easily subscribe these channels, and you can have a video content related to the topics that are related to teacher education.
Thank you, ma'am.
Additionally, there are some SWAYAM courses also in line with the B.Ed, M.Ed topics. So you can enroll into such courses also, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
In SWAYAM, the learning is completely free. If you want the certification only, you have to take the test. Otherwise, it's free. And this is the era of open education resources. Also, there are lots of private open education resources website and other course providers like Coursera. So all those are the repositories or the platforms where we can continue the learning. Now, is there any other query? Okay, fine. Then we will wind up this session. I hope the topics discussed by Dr.SABA ma'am has given insights into the areas which we want to explore further, especially in the field of e-governance and e-administration. So there are lots of opportunities to work with the possibilities of ICT in making the administration practices of education very systematic and highly efficient. So there are the platforms, there are softwares like digital document filing system, DDFS and all. So either we may be able to develop our own such a document filing system for making our institution administration effective, or otherwise we may be able to subscribe to such softwares, or otherwise we will be able to use some open source softwares also, which allows us to customize with the help of a person who can make codings. So that way there are other opportunities as well. And like madam introduced the learning management system, which I always say that to the students of B.Ed and M.Ed students, that even if they do not get the government jobs in the years to come, they may start their own learning management system, through which they will be able to give their own courses, sell their own courses, in fact. So by making a group of good students having good subject mastery and technical skill and attitudes, then they will be able to provide quality learning environment on almost all the required subjects to the students through such LMS they may start. So Moodle is one among the free packages for LMS, so that can also be customizable. So that way we have lots of things to work on to explore. I hope madam's session has given us an insight into the area, so that we will be there into deeper later. Thank you very much, Dr. SABA ANEES ma'am. for being as a resource person in this session. And I would also extend my gratitude to all the participants who have joined for this session, though it is an off day for all. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you, ma'am. We will end this meeting now. Thank you.